Hey, bro. Hey, you got some time to talk a little bit? We're just out here asking people if like who Jesus is to them.
What Jesus is?
Yeah, who's Jesus to you, bro?
Just another being, like up above, maybe the guy that created everything.
Okay, yeah,
But right now I'm neutral, man. I don't think like it's God really. We're following the exact God that we're supposed to be, you know, praising right now. So it could be somebody else, you know. That's all I can say.
yeah. Okay. So,
Yeah.
why do you think a lot of people put their faith in Jesus Christ as God? Like, what are your thoughts? You know, like, you have a grand majority of the world that believe Jesus is God.
My thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, everyone can believe whoever they want to believe, right?
Uh huh.
But for me, you know, there's a bunch of universes out here, man. You know,
Okay.
and I feel like the one that created this world, this earth itself, is the God that you guys may believe.
Okay. So definitely, you do see Jesus as a creator. Then
Possibly,
kind of sounds
possibly,
what you're leaning towards too. You know.
possibly. Yeah.
Definitely goes. It ties in with Hebrews chapter 1 verse 3, where it says that Jesus is the creator of the world. Definitely, you know, he created the universe. I definitely do agree that Jesus is God, right? Did you ever grow up in church or anything, man? Just a little background of like maybe who you are, what you're doing now in life.
To be honest, man, when I was younger, you know, I used to always go to church with my family and stuff like that. I stopped when I was like an adult, basically.
Okay.
Right? Stop praying, stop doing anything. You know, start really, not really like practicing religion in
Okay.
itself, but rather practicing in my own way of thoughts. You know,
Okay.
because I feel like it's a bigger world out here, man. We're just not the only people who are around this in this earth, basically.
Okay. Why did you stop, if you don't mind me asking? Why'd you stop going?
It's because I've learned something, you know, that it's really debatable. You know, there's a lot of people like that believe that we came from Homo sapiens, people that believe that we came from like some other type of like I don't know if you know about Anunnakis. You know about Anunnakis? No,
I do.
you do.
What
Yeah,
are they?
they said they're the ones that created the pyramids.
Oh, okay.
That helped
In
and
Egypt.
yeah,
It's funny that no one questions who created the pyramids in Mexico, right?
exactly,
Because
yeah.
Mexicans are hardworking.
And to be yeah, I mean yeah for sure, yeah,
Just
yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
But definitely, you know, so there are a bunch of religions, a lot of different point of views, kind of how you're saying, right?
Yeah.
So if we were to take the major religions, we have the major three religions. We got Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, right? The thing about all these different religions is that they all contradict each other, right? Because Jesus says he's the Messiah. Jewish people say no, he's not. Christianity says Jesus died. Islam says he didn't.
Yeah.
Judaism says he does. You know, so they all contradict each other. So what makes Jesus more credible is because he says, "Look, I'm gonna prove every word out of my mouth by rising from the dead."
I've heard of that, yeah.
So that makes him more credible because he rose from the dead. So giving proof to everything he said,
Yeah.
you know, because he did make radical claims. He said, "I am the way, the truth, and life." He's pretty much saying like, "Hey, my way
But
is the right way."
but here's a question though, how much of is it really true? How
Uh-huh.
much is it really like, false? The thing is, everything is scattered all over this place already, man. Like, religion, it's been misunderstood over and over again, right? That's why people are very confused, you know?
Yeah. So definitely, when we look at the resurrection of Jesus, we do have a lot of in a sense, like there's a lot of people who would back it up. For example, Jews, to convert a Jew into believing that Jesus is the Messiah is really, really hard. It's super hard. But in the first century, you have hundreds of Jews believing Jesus is the Messiah.
Okay.
These are Jews who would have worshiped God alone, and if they were to worship a man, no, that's straight blasphemy. But how do you have such a large amount of people converting into believing that Jesus is the Messiah just like that? Unless Jesus rose from the dead, unless it truly happened. It's hard to convert a Jew unless it really happened, you see? And then you have people who didn't even believe. You got his family members who didn't believe, like James and Jude,
Okay.
but yet they wrote about Jesus being the Messiah. Like, because the scriptures, it says that they considered him crazy,
Yeah.
right? But now you got them converting into that. You got Paul, the religious leader. You have a religious leader who was trying to persecute and kill the Jews for believing in Jesus, and now he turns around completely 180 and believing Jesus is God, believing Jesus is the Messiah.
But here's the thing, though, man. I'll tell you one thing, right? That's what humans believe, right?
That's what?
That's what humans believe.
Okay.
But what if I say, what do aliens believe? What do other universes believe in?
Okay.
Right.
Well, regardless what other people like say there is out, like I'm not gonna argue on that, right? Like say there is beings outside of the universe, there is still one God over everything, and Jesus said that He is God. You see, so that's why we would believe Jesus, because whatever Jesus says, He made that radical claim of Him being God. So that still makes Him higher than every other creature outside of the universe. So regardless what the others believe, like say there are aliens, or if you want to argue that, but it still makes Jesus above all of them, because he claimed that He is God and He's the creator of everything. So He's still above even creatures outside of the world. So He's still above all of them. You see?
Because the thing is, I have a really a quote, you know, a guy that used to go to a nursing, facility. It told me, if you know nothing, you know everything. If you know everything, you know nothing.
Okay.
That's it, man.
Okay.
And after that, close my case. Thank you.
All right. Cool.
Appreciate you, man.
Well, what was your name?
Keifer.
Keifer, man. Hey, I really appreciate you allowing me to talk with you, bro. My name is Jeremy.
Yeah.
And can I just give you a track, bro? Maybe if one day you do plan to go back to church or anything, you could come by, man.
Sure
We would love to have you, and maybe we could discuss a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing against Christianity, and in my birth certificate it says I'm Christian. Anyway, so it's something that I followed, practiced for a while until I've learned something that's far different from this.
Well, here inside the gospel message. You probably heard millions of times growing up in church.
Okay.
And in the back is the information of our church, bro. And you're welcome to come, bro. I would love to dialogue a little bit more.
For sure.
And we could definitely dive deeper, if you want, on these things.
For sure, man.
I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for your time, brother.